Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and also don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you'll be notified anytime I post a new video. So in today's video I am doing an easy Christmas nail set. So I did already prep my nails off camera and applied my peel off base coat, and as you can see I did apply my stiletto nail tips off camera. I am using my Makartt stiletto nail tips. Now I am filing the surface of the nails to remove the shine. So I am using my UV/LED gloves to protect my hands when I apply it into the nail lamp, because when you're doing polygel nails you need to place your hand in a nail lamp often, and you need to protect your hands from premature aging. You can use the gloves, or you can also use sunscreen, or you can use both of them at the same time. But I do not have on any sunscreen right now, it's just the gloves. So yes, periodically I will be using the gloves in some of my videos, because I have noticed that my hand is getting a bit darker, and that is because I place my hand in the lamp often. My hand is getting a tan. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to reduce the amount of time I place my hand in the lamp, or just use some more sunscreen and also the gloves. But sometimes I do be forgetting to use the gloves and the sunscreen. But anyway, I applied my gel base coat to all of the nails, and then I cured for 30 seconds. Okay, so now I'm wondering, why did I show you guys the gel base coat at the beginning of this video? I'll have to go back to that. So this is me again. So after going back to see what I actually showed the gel base coat for, it's because I made a mistake. Looking at the video, it looks like I thought I was going to do the lazy girl method. Usually when I do the lazy girl method, I would apply the gel base coat one time, but I was going to be doing the polygel overlay, so I had to apply the nail tips first and then the gel base coat. So yeah, that's why. So for this nail set, I'm going to be using this polygel from Long Hair Pretty Nails Patty Gels. This one is called So Cute, and it is a pink polygel with some shimmer in it. And I think it's a really nice polygel. I really like it. It's a light pink. Sometimes it looks kind of whitish depending on the lighting, but I think it's a really nice polygel. So I am using that on the ring nail. So I applied a bead of that polygel and made sure to pat it in place. So I made sure that it was neatly applied around the cuticle area. I always make sure that the cuticle area is looking good first. So I made sure it was neatly applied around that area, and then I evenly distributed it onto the nail tip. And when I finished distributed onto the nail tip, I made sure to pat it in place so that the surface was neat, or as neat as possible. And I also tried to maintain the shape of the nails, so you would see me using the brush on the sides of the nails as well, so that it could maintain the shape. I also turned my finger upside down so that I could see if the shape is being maintained, and if it is not, I make sure to use the brush to get the polygel to be compact inside of the nail. And I also try to remove any of the excess polygel that doesn't need to be on the nail. So that's what I'm doing here, and making sure that it has a good shape. So if the tip of the nail has a bit too much polygel, I made sure to pull it up the nail closer to the cuticle area so that it has a perfect apex. So yeah, I'm just doing that and making sure to watch the nail from different angles, just so that I know how the nail looks and if it looks good, and if I can move some polygel to one side so that the nail looks even and it looks like a well-shaped nail. So I did that, and then I cured for 30 seconds. Now moving on to the thumbnail, I'm doing the same thing. So I applied a bead to the thumbnail, and then I made sure that it was applied neatly around the cuticle area, and then I evenly distributed it onto the thumbnail. And when I was satisfied with that, I made sure to smoothen the polygel on my thumbnail. I think I needed to apply another layer of the polygel to this thumbnail, because it was a bit too thin. I didn't apply enough, and sometimes that is my problem because I do not know how to average how much polygel to place on a nail, because the ring nail is really small compared to the thumbnail, so I can't average good enough. Sometimes I don't, but I can't average good enough. But with the thumbnail, I do not want to apply too much polygel because sometimes applying too much polygel would make the nail a bit too difficult to handle. So it is always best to apply one layer and then go in with another layer. But you know, sometimes some people can just do it in one layer, but I don't think I'm one of them because I usually have to do 2 layers, especially on the thumbnail. And thinking about it, it is always best to do 2 layers too, because when you are curing your nail, sometimes if you have too much polygel on the nail and you don't cure it well enough, it will leave uncured polygel inside of the nail, and that is not a good thing. Also, I do believe I cured my thumbnail for 60 seconds because of the angle of the thumbnail. It is very difficult to cure in 30 seconds, so I think I cured the thumbnail in 60 seconds. So moving on to the pinky nail, I am going to be doing some color block nails. So I applied a bead of the pink polygel to the nail bed area and making sure to shape it because I only want that polygel at the nail bed area only. So I cured that for 30 seconds. Now I am going to be doing a second layer just to build the thickness of the nail, because this nail needs to be built because I am not going to be encapsulating this nail, so it cannot be too thin. Well, I'm not going to be encapsulating this section of the nail. So I cured that for 30 seconds as well. Now onto the tip of the pinky nail, I am going to be applying some more polygel to that area as well. And I also try to make sure that my lines are straight, or as straight as I could get them. Then I cured that for 30 seconds. And I decided to apply a little more of the polygel to the tip area because I don't want this area to be thin. I want to be able to file it down for it to be thin, because it does have to be thin, but I want to be able to file this area down because I want a well-shaped nail. So I want to be able to do that. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's always best that the nail is thick and then you are able to file it down as compared to the nail being too thin, because you cannot get a well-shaped nail with a thin nail, if that makes any sense. You need to be able to shape the nail into what it could be, but the nail also shouldn't be too thick as well, so keep that in mind. I hope I'm making sense in how I'm explaining it, because I don't want to give you all the wrong idea, you know? So yeah, moving on to the index nail, I'm going to be doing the same thing. So I'm just going to let this part play out and I'll be back shortly. So I am now going to be applying some Snowflakes nail sequences to my nails, and I am going to be doing that using gel base coat. So I applied a layer of gel base coat onto my middle nail, and before curing I'm going to be placing the snowflake sequences. So I'm just going to pick them up with my dotting tool and place them on the middle nail. Next, I'm using my jelly stamper and my LED flashlight. So I placed the jelly stamper under the LED flashlight and placed on the LED flashlight, and then I placed it on my middle nail and flash cured for 5 to 10 seconds. And this is an easy method. It allows the nail sequences to lay flat as compared to just curing it in my nail lamp. It wouldn't lay flat if I did that. So this is an easy alternative, and there are also LED flashlights with the jelly stamper already attached, and they are sold on Amazon and also on AliExpress, but I chose to do my own thing because I already had jelly stampers laying around and I also had the LED flashlight. Next, I'm just going to be applying gel base coat on top of my snowflakes glitters because I want to seal in the snowflakes. This ensures that when you encapsulate the nails, some of the snowflakes don't move, because I did only flash cure the nail. I didn't cure it in the bigger nail lamp, although I could have, but sometimes these snowflakes, even though you cure it, it can still move. So by applying the gel base coat, it makes sure to seal in the glitters, and I cured that for 30 seconds. Now I was going to be using my clear polygel that's almost finished, but it's very difficult to get polygel out of there, especially the clear polygel. When it comes out, there is a lot of bubbles. So I decided to use a new clear polygel that I have, and it is from Makartt. So I just placed the clear polygel on the middle nail to encapsulate the nail. And then I cured for 30 seconds. Now I'm going to be applying another layer of the clear polygel because I found the first layer was a bit too thin, so I just applied a second layer and evenly distributed that, and then I cured that for 30 seconds as well. So this is how the nails are looking. Now I am going to be using rubbing alcohol to remove the tacky layer from the index and the pinky nail, because I am going to be filing both nails because I need those lines to be crisp. So I'm just going to be filing the color block area of the index and the pinky nail. And also be careful when you're filing, because I low-key forgot that the nail wasn't encapsulated and the nail is still very thin, so it can bend. So while I was filing, especially at the tip area, it kept bending because I was being too aggressive with the nail. The nail is still very thin and can bend. As you all can see, it is thin because I haven't encapsulated the middle section as yet. So be very careful when you're doing this, and you really don't need to do everything that I'm doing here at this point, because I just needed to file to get a crisp line. However, as you all can see, I am just filing the entire nail, but you all don't really need to do all of that right now. The end goal here is just to get crisp lines so that I can apply whatever I need to apply in between those pink areas. I didn't really need to do all of this right now. And the reason why I'm doing so much filing right now is because I want to make things easier for myself. So when I finish the nail, I don't have a lot of filing to do. So that's why I'm doing it now, because I already needed to file to get a crisp line. So why not go a little more and file the whole entire nails, well, the index and the pinky nail, you know, just to make life a little easier on myself, just a little. So this is after filing the index and the pinky nail, and I placed a layer of gel base coat, and then I am using this white Snowflake, and I tried to cure it using the method that I used on the middle nail, but it failed miserably because this method cannot be done when you want a glitter in a specific location. It sometimes moves the glitters when you are curing it on the, for example, on the middle nail, the glitters were moving, so it would move the glitters on the middle nail, and you want it in a specific location, but that would be very difficult to do with this method. I don't know if it might be easier if I had purchased the LED with the attached jelly stamper. I do not know, but with my makeshift LED light with the jelly stamper, it usually moves the glitters. So what I did was applied a small bead of the gel base coat, and then I placed the glitter sequence on the nail, and using my dotting tool to apply pressure, I cured it with the LED light. The LED light was in my mouth, that's why you can really see it. And then when I was finished with that, I used the gel base coat to go around just the tips of the snowflake because those were sticking out, and this part was a tad bit difficult, but I tried my best. Some of them were still sticking out, but some of them stuck down. So yeah, this part was the most difficult if you asked me. And then when I'm finished, I applied some of my gel base coat to that area to seal down the glitters, and then I cured for 30 seconds. So after that, I am going to be encapsulating the snowflake area with my Makartt clear polygel. So I'm just going to do that and let you guys watch, and I'll be back shortly. And as you can see, the snowflake on the pinky nail is a bit too big for the pinky nail, so I do have to file and cut the snowflake on the pinky nail. Then I cured for 30 seconds. Now I'm using rubbing alcohol to remove the tacky layer from all of the nails, and I filed the nails off camera. So this is after filing of all of the nails, and I think it looks so good. Now I am going to be using some glossy top coat, so I applied some of that on the ring nail. And also on the thumbnail. And then I cured for 30 seconds. Now I am going to be using some of my larger rhinestones, so I'm just going to be picking out the ones that I want to use on the nails. And this is a dual form case from Makartt. I usually use them to store my rhinestones. So I'm also picking out some of my smaller rhinestones as well. Now I'm using my Makartt rhinestone glue. So I placed some on the ring nail. Then I also placed some more of my gel top coat, and I did not cure in between the Makartt rhinestone glue and the gel top coat, by the way. So I placed the gel rhinestone, and right after that I placed the gel top coat, and right after that I placed the rhinestones on the nails. So I didn't cure anything in between those three things. So it's the rhinestone glue, the gel top coat, and the rhinestones, and then I cure for 30 seconds. So this is after curing for 30 seconds, and I did the same for my thumbnail. Now I am going to be top coating the rest of the nails. I also top coated the underside of the clear nails. And then I cured for 30 seconds. Now I am going to be applying my cuticle oil to rehydrate my skin and nails. So guys, this is the finished look. This is my Christmas inspired polygel nail set, and I think it turned out really good. Let me know what you guys think about it. And this is a clip of the nails with flash only, and as you can see, it looks so beautiful with all of the shimmers. I really love this polygel. It's really nice. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. This nail set was really good to do. It's really easy, I think. The color block looks really good, and I love encapsulating glitters. So let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. The only thing I regret not doing is placing some striping tape where the color block is. I think that would have made the nails look 10 times better, but regardless of that, I think it still looks good. So let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.